This is going to be a toned down look. So this is a color correction that I'm starting with, and we are going to do little slices throughout of highlights and lowlights. We need to tone this down. She does not like being this light. Naturally, I got distracted and didn't film the first few sections, but we're just taking slices up the back. Now you'll notice that these slices are thinner than my normal slices. So we're gonna go pretty dainty with it. What is taking me so long? Paint the section, Nikki. You know, normal slice and smudge stuff, work up the back, but I also am going to be popping in lowlights, of course, because we want to add dimension. So as we work our way up the back of the head, all the way up to the crown, I am going to be doing slices, alternating highlights and lowlights. I'm using Magic's 10 lightener, and I'm starting out, her hair is in interesting condition. We'll just say that. So I started out really with 6 volume. And now I'm going to weave in a lowlight. And I'm going to stagger that lowlight. Now, some people will ask why I stagger the low light instead of just bring it all the way down. It's because a lot of the time when you're doing something like this, you want to preserve as much lightness on the ends as you possibly can. So I'm pretty sure that I maintain consistency of 2 to 1, 2 highlights to 1 low light, and that I continuously weave in the low lights. But you never know, I might surprise myself. I filmed this a couple of weeks ago, so I don't even, you know, I'll see as I go. Sometimes there's just no rhyme or reason. But yeah, this is, it turns out really pretty, and she was really happy, so I'm excited. I'm using the Fremar Big Papa foils as usual for my slice and smudge, and also the Fremar Big Daddy brush. I like that a lot. I forgot to say the low lights are 6.31, which is Magic's 10. So these low lights are going to process in 10 minutes, but it's not a progressive color, so it's not going to continue to get darker and darker if I leave it on longer. So I was able to leave it on the entire processing time. So leave a little bit on before you get to the part line after this, and then you just repeat that on the opposite side, and then you'll have Once you get up to the same level on the opposite side, then you'll just have that hair in the middle, and we'll address that. So I repeated these steps on the opposite side of the head, and now, as you can see, we have that area in the middle. So I'm weaving in some lowlights, and I'm going to be going up to the part line here. Breaking up, so I need to break up this money piece because she hates it. It's really thick, so what we're going to do is just break that up with some highlights. Lowlights, I mean. We're going to break that up with some lowlights. And now we're just going to smudge it out with 6-0, also from Magix 10, and I'm using 12 volume with that. I'm using the 0 time system brush here. Love these brushes. And I'm not just tapping, you'll see I'm actually kind of bringing it down a little bit because she wants like a kind of a heavy root. Now, you might be wondering why I did highlights and lowlights and not just popped in the lowlights. I thought her highlights were a little bit grown out, so I wanted it to look more natural. I didn't want it to look like we just popped in lowlights and then she had this really grown out look. I just wanted to make it look like it was fresh. And, this was really fast. This whole process was done in I think it was an hour and a half. So then I mixed up an 8S, also from Magix 10, and I used it with Fix. And when I used Fix, I mixed it with Morph, which is going to make it more acidic. So alkaline, long-lasting demi at the roots, and then I'm using an acidic toner on the ends, which is 8S from Magix 10. So the Morph drops actually turn it from an alkaline demi to a acidic demi, which is more like translucent, and it just deposits. Like there's no lift whatsoever. So that's what I like to do a lot for toners. So 8S is one of my favorite toners. It's 8 sand and it's yellow green, but it creates this really nice like champagne tone in someone's hair, and I love that. She was really happy with the results of this. Let the root smudge sit for 10 minutes. The toner would be ready in 5 to 8 minutes, but it's totally okay to leave it on with that smudge.